From Reading, another prolific marksman in the lower divisions, is being given his chance to show his talent at this level. Senior has taken over from Mark Falco. 23-year-old Tony Agana from non-league Weymouth has been given the awesome task of following John Barnes. As for Hill, he operates from midfield, so his inclusion means Kenny Jackett switching to left-back in place of Wilf Rostron. Chris Fairclough, one of Tottenham's acquisitions from Nottingham Forest, is bedding into the centre of a defence which has Gary Mabbutt at right back. But the other, Johnny Metgod, the designated replacement for Glenn Hoddle, is left on the substitutes bench. David Pleat departs from his usual five-man midfield to include two forwards. Nico Claesen, so often a substitute and patently frustrated, gets his reward for coming on and scoring the winner against Chelsea last Saturday, while Clive Allen's 49 goals last season guarantee his place. Dennis Hedges from Oxford is the referee this afternoon, and a steamy afternoon it is too. Watford having beaten Wimbledon here, but losing their two away games since then at Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. Spurs have won their two home games so far, but lost their only away match at Coventry. And indeed Tottenham's away form has been causing a little bit of concern. Richard Gough, the Tottenham captain, marshalling his fellow defenders at the game's first free kick. Mark Morris has come forward for Watford to join Senior, but they work it short. And Hill, trying the first shot of the game, didn't connect at all, and Gough was able to shepherd it back to Ray Clemence. Well, Chris Waddle starting on the right for Tottenham, but that may be a ploy that will change as the match develops. Fairclough tussling with Senior, and Hodge caught by Hill. Although Steve Hodge got the ball away, Richard Hill was late. Two players who could have been teammates, but for a quick piece of thinking by the previous Watford manager, Graham Taylor, who actually bumped into Richard Hill when he was visiting White Hart Lane on a match day, and was close to signing for Spurs, but Graham Taylor came up with an offer that Northampton couldn't refuse. So Hill's a Watford player, but under a new manager, Dave Bassett. Well, the incident came as the ball dropped and Hodge was just trying to sweep it forward, and in fact he made good contact with the ball. Hill, though, made contact with Hodge. David Pleat in the front row alongside his chairman Irving Scholar. The game properly starting with a free kick against Hill. Bardsley having to defend against Mitchell Thomas, and behind him Nigel Gibbs. It's a really good crowd, attracted by this meeting of relatively near neighbours. Two sides, of course, who met in the FA Cup semi-final last season, when Steve Hodge scored twice in a 4-1 Tottenham victory. But the real story behind that game was the fact that Watford didn't have their present goalkeeper, Tony Coton. He broke a thumb leading up to that match, and Gary Plumley was pressed in right at the last minute in very difficult circumstances. To Agana. Senior is up with the two of them. And Bardsley arriving on the far side, but Mitchell Thomas is well ahead of him, although the ball playing just a little trick on Thomas on the quite lush turf. The ground at Vicarage Road was excavated heavily during the close season, and the pitch was very much on the hard side when it was reassembled, but it has been sanded in the last few days. Maybe that was why the ball just cushioned then and gave Thomas a problem. Solid header by John McClelland. Blissett. Hill. Garner and Senior going for the same ball in the end, when it really was Senior's shot. He was facing the goal. It runs for Paul Allen away from Hill. Hodge going through the middle. Clive Allen to the left for Tottenham. But Gibbs did enough. Tottenham, though, had the throw. Allen wants to take it quickly. Ardiles. And Claesen, a little too anxious to please there with the layoff, was hurried in its execution, aiming to link up there with Clive Allen. Well, the free kick's been given against Chris Fairclough. So, a new central defender for Tottenham this season, and there is one out there for Watford as well, Mark Morris, who's made his way up again alongside Senior. Morris making his run, and it goes beyond him. Bardsley, Senior hooks it on beyond Blissett and just booted away by Waddle. Not pushing up to try and capture anyone offside, and that might be costly for them. Clemence, and here's Blissett with an open goal, in terms of the goalkeeper not being there, although there were defenders between Luther and the back of the net. He took it early, with Clemence still out of position, having had problems dealing with the cross, but Blissett put it wide. Now, I do know that David Pleat is not a great fan of the way the offside trap affects First Division football these days. Previous Tottenham managers have used it excessively, but on that occasion, Pleat's side were not too willing to push up in a line when they had the opportunity to do so, and Watford got in behind them. There's been a little inquest in the centre of the Tottenham's defence, with Richard Gough meeting the ball there, doing most of the talking. And it's over Mitchell Thomas again to Bardsley. 4 waiting for the cross for Watford, and it's a poor one. Well, it was a let-off for Ray Clemence, who felt that he had to go for that driven cross and could only push it away to Blissett. Fortune favoured Tottenham and their defenders. Hill, the sort of driving run from midfield with which he made his reputation at Northampton. Garner, who can hardly believe he's playing in this company, having spent all his previous years in senior football outside the Football League. Was playing for Weymouth and working in an insurance office down in Bournemouth on the south coast, and Watford gave him his opportunity. He's now on a contract here and in the first team. Well, Tony Coton, very much in the manner of Dave Besant, who is the Wimbledon goalkeeper, of course, and a man encouraged by Dave Bassett in his previous managerial days to do that. And another thing that Bassett likes his players to do is get the crosses in quickly. Watford used to do that. They changed a little bit last season, were a little bit more methodical in their build-up, but now it's very much the sort of Watford that we saw a few years ago. Senior won the corner. Scored so many goals for Reading. But this is first season in the First Division. £325,000 he cost. Away by Gough. Clive Allen, the only player forward for Tottenham. And good support play from Waddle. Blissett having to chase and holding Waddle up. And again, Gibbs provided the cover. Agana. Bardsley had come infield and won the free kick. A nudge on him by Fairclough. One of the quickest movers in the First Division, David Bardsley. Porter. Gough in the way again. But a lively opening 10 minutes for Watford. McClelland. Senior will tussle for this. Agana. Senior. And it's smuggled out by Watford, and now really could be used to their advantage by Agana. Mabbutt was the barrier. He was given time to measure the cross then. Went straight to Gary Mabbutt. Porter. This time it comes in from Jacket. Bardsley. Well, he really started his league career as a fullback, David Bardsley. But last year he gave some outstanding performances in this wide position further forward, particularly against Arsenal in a cup tie when he gave Kenny Sansom quite a roasting. It's played forward early again by Jacket. Bardsley thought twice, and in changing his mind seemed to lose it to Thomas, and then the referee ruled that the Tottenham left back balked David Bardsley. What has developed into something of an aerial test for Tottenham might continue here. But Ray Clemence aware that he has to cover that post as well, or the wall has to do that, in case Gibbs comes in with something direct, but it's played for Blissett, who was pushing. And good cooperation there between the linesman and the referee. But in winning the header, Blissett also got an elbow around the eye. Agana. With the confidence to have a run at Mabbutt. It's a Watford throw, although Ardiles was a little slow to recognise that. And he's in trouble with the referee. The Argentinian with the lawyer's training often tries to hold court out there on the field. That's really one for Senior to fight for. But again, Gough showed good judgment. Allen, that's beautifully reversed into the run of Hodge. Claesen going to the near post. Good defending by John McClelland. But if you think of Clive Allen as just a goal scorer, he showed perception there in setting Hodge on his way. Paul Allen. But here's Hill. Blissett came back to get onside. Hill, there's room here for Agana. It's a sweeping move from Watford. Senior, 2 bites at it. Still Senior. And it ended in his appeal, but there was something amiss, but the referee was very close to judge and allowed play to go on. But Hill and Agana really showing signs of adjustment to life at the top in that particular move. Hodge, Claesen wanted 2 bites at it when he might have headed it for goal the first time. Clive Allen, and somehow Watford escape. Well, in the skirmish, Clive Allen had half a chance, but the better opening really was Claesen's. And he opted to head the ball down or try and control it with his head instead of heading it actually at goal. And in that decision, the opportunity was really lost. But it was all happening around Tony Coton. Some desperate defending. Waddle with the Tottenham free kick. And Hill showing that he can defend. A bright, open match. And now opportunities at both ends. Well, David Pleat has to weigh up all the pros and cons about whether he should play Claesen and Allen. In his thinking today, and they might here have given Tottenham the lead, but Johnny Metgod at the moment sitting it out. Ran for Clive Allen, with a good bit of determination from him thrown in as well. And then the ball just sat up as he went to play the pass, and it flew over cousin Paul's head. He wouldn't do that to family deliberately. Well, it's certainly a match that deserves a goal. Gibbs, senior. Now Jacket, they're calling for it early again, our senior and Blissett. Waddle. Claesen's trying to stay onside and had to pull away. And Waddle has the skill to keep possession. A simple pass to Ardiles. Another advantage of Chris Waddle in that more central role is that he does get more shots in. It was a shot against Chelsea in the latter stages of last Saturday's game that Chelsea's goalkeeper Eddie Nijveski fumbled. Claesen was in for the goal that won the game. And that encourages the likes of Waddle to shoot from that distance. Gough, not a clean header, but collected by Mitchell Thomas. Paul Allen. It's, as they say, a contrast in styles here. Tottenham playing the ball into feet much more, but falling into the Watford offside trap there. So, John Polston on the left and Johnny Metgod warming up, or keeping warm, shall we say, for Tottenham in case they're required before half-time. Two substitutes, remember, in league football this season for the first time. Bardsley. Losing out to Thomas this time. Waddle showing he can pass the ball like Hodge used to. Claesen. It's a difficult ball to cross. Clive Allen, who feeds on such service, knows that Claesen did well. Well, the more they can interplay the two forwards, the better chance Nico Claesen has of staying in the team. It's brought Tottenham a corner. Ghana in the way. Ardiles, Hodge thinking quickly, virtually dictating to Ardiles to play the ball in there. Waddle had taken the corner. Mabbutt. And in fact play has been stopped for offside. As a unit there to defend, but numbers didn't guarantee possession. Well, Ghana had really got away. Maybe he'd played the ball too far ahead of him. Watford got the free kick. They've taken it quickly. And Barclays! It was another clear opening. Really earned by the quickness of thinking at the free kick. Tottenham were caught without a man on David Bardsley as Jackett swung it in. And in trying to angle the header inside the post, he put it wide. Who really came of age for Watford last season on a regular place. Watford have sold a midfield player this week. They've sold Kevin Richardson, the former Everton man, to Arsenal. So that suggests that Dave Bassett is very happy with the likes of Gary Porter and Richard Hill. Well, one thing about Luther Blissett's play, it's always got a touch of the unexpected about it. Before the ball arrived to Claesen to get him to go forward, but McClellan was wise to that. Gough. Claesen. For Hodge, and the interception was timely indeed by Jackett, but Watford not safe yet, especially not when the ball's with Waddle. It was hit hard and it was hit low by Chris Waddle, but Coton, who's certainly one of the better goalkeepers in the First Division, got down well, got plenty behind the shot and fielded cleanly. Ghana with Mabbutt just caught out by the pass. No one behind Senior. Bardsley, who might have been there, was a little bit deeper on that occasion. That is the Very effervescent today, Steve Hodge. Seeing as much of the ball as any Tottenham player. Waddle with tricks to spare. Giving Watford the way out to their left. Mabbutt jockeying and trying to buy his side some time, and in fact has won them back the ball. And now it's a gunner's turn to chase, and in fact foul Gary Mabbutt. Mabbutt, a man of so many parts, today at right back. Waddle, Claesen, who's worked well across the width of the pitch. Hodge and Clive Allen in the middle. And here's Gough. Not tempted to shoot himself. Waddle trying to whip it across the face of the goal. It was blocked by Hill. His corner. He's very anxious to take up his station at the set play. Trevor Senior tracking him. Tottenham really lined up in force for the ball played away from the goal. That's Hodge, and in it goes. But the flag is up. There's some long, hard looks at the linesman. And all the movement from Tottenham on the edge of the area caught Watford out, but it took them into trouble. Hodge came in, and Clive Allen in the centre of the goal might have been the culprit after Hodge had made contact. It doesn't count. Something for everyone to debate at half-time, and maybe they'll talk about some Watford lack of real thrust in the finishing. It wasn't easy for a Ghana to take on the volley, and there have been better openings, noticeably by Blissett and Bardsley, that have gone astray. But it's a match with plenty of verve about it. Steve Hodge at times does show flashes of temper, and it'll still be going through his mind that Tottenham have had a disallowed goal in which he was very much a central figure. But for a little show of temper there, he's spoken to, but no sign of the yellow card. Senior, they want Clemence to get it. Fairclough in particular wanted him to get it. The goalkeeper obliged in the end. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Clive Allen offside, Paul Allen. Was late by Porter on Ardiles. was Blissett who played it in, and Mitchell Thomas who got it back to Clemence, whose use of the ball has certainly helped Tottenham so far in this game. He picked out Waddle, who in turn found Ardiles. From behind by Hill. Free kick already taken. And in the wide position on the far side for Tottenham is Claesen. Hodge. Morris is the defender. It's a corner. Meant to be a tackle precisely timed by Mark Morris. Hodge was moving at speed. Gough, and it hit the post and off the goalkeeper, and Tony Coton totally misjudged that. Just as in the case when Hodge's header was disallowed, Watford really push out at corners. There's nobody left on the line, and Gough's header was in the end quite a gentle one. Coton thought it was going wide, off the post, off the goalkeeper, and a sigh of relief for Tony Coton. Get away from Paul Allen. Blissett running into Thomas. Well, it's a game that's stretched the full length of the pitch here. Not too many stoppages for offside. Senior was flattened off the ball, and Hill wanted to shoot, which was to his credit, but the ball spun up too high for an attempted volley. But while Barnsley was concentrating on the ball on the far side, Trevor Senior was thrust to the ground. And then Hodge and Gibbs. Now Hill. Blissett making a run through the middle. Important for Tottenham that Gough got there first. Mitchell Thomas. I do feel that a goal must come, but only if the crosses are better than that one. Dave Bassett down on the touchline now before half-time. To the left as we look, his assistant who came with him from Wimbledon, Alan Gillette. And the third member of the team there is physio Derek French. Should be Fairclough's. He played it out off Blissett. Paul Allen. And Claesen really out, you feel, to make a point to David Pleat in his performance today. Ardiles with the back heel. Hodge. trying to put it together again with the neat interplay. The final ball was lacking. Meanwhile, Watford continue to send it long. And both approaches have brought us within a whisker of a goal or two. And the nice thing about football is there is plenty of tactical variety to it. It's a good 35 yards out, and Tony Coton has set a three-man wall. The shot is from Clive Allen, and it, in the end, is in the midriff of Coton, who had a good view of it. Pulisic furthest forward for Watford, but collecting the knockdown was Porter. Ghana. Help is there from Jacket. It's a good run into the box from Hill, and it was Senior who possibly benefited from that. Gough might just have been distracted by the movement of Hill across his eye line. Fairclough always looks such a composed character. He's still only 23. Porter, Fairclough away. Tottenham holding their defensive line again, and Fairclough in the right place. Ardiles holding off Richard Hill, and Claesen is offside. It was close, but I'm sure it was right. Sometimes when the pass is played, the speed of movement of front men like Claesen and Clive Allen can deceive a linesman. My impression then was that he was absolutely right. Alan Bunce from Bicester on the far side. Hill. Well, it's a corner conceded with just a minute of the first 45 remaining. It just reflected a little bit of panic at the back for Tottenham. Now the positioning here sees Morris going to the near post. McClellan signalling as well. Bliss it right in with Ray Clemence. It was met by Thomas, who conceded the corner. Oh, that's nicely played, Bardsley. Porter. Morris was a bit unfortunate. Ardiles. Just a question now of the time Dennis Hedges wants to add on 4 stoppages. There was a minute or so lost when Steve Hodge was injured early in the game. Go back to early April of this year to find Tottenham's last away win in the First Division. It was at Sheffield Wednesday. 7 games since then, 2 draws and 5 defeats. But they're halfway through this one at Watford on level terms, even though they did get the ball past Tony Coton for Hodge's effort to be disallowed. But they had some escapes at the other end. Luther Blissett, who scored the winner in this fixture last season, will rue his early miss. And that leaves us at half-time. David Pleat's first year in charge of Tottenham last season was a nearly season, really. Third in the league, losing FA Cup finalists, losing semi-finalists in the Littlewoods Cup. But it was a wonderful season for Clive Allen. He's been saying this week that really all those goals don't compensate for not having some winners' medals at the end of it all. I think they almost compensate for it, though. So at the outset of the second half, Chris Waddle in the wide role for Tottenham. Hodge. Jackett's clearance. Scored once in their 3 games so far before today. It was a goal from Blissett that beat Wimbledon here on the opening day of the season, to the considerable relief of Dave Bassett. But since then, Watford have been to Nottingham Forest and to Manchester United and come away with nothing. Miscued, but Clive Allen had actually put the brakes on. Hodge. Nicely down from Gibbs. Bardsley. Hills ahead of him, but this is Porter. Agana away on the far side, and it's Jackett who looks for Tony Agana. Gary Mabbutt hasn't been far away from the Watford number 11. So here's Hodge. Clive Allen showing good vision to find Mitchell Thomas. Blissett coming back. Was a test of strength and balance, and Blissett won it. But Thomas recovered to put Gibbs under pressure. Claesen went for the shot when Waddle was free on the far side, and then the offside flag is up against Hodge. Comes Coton out of his goal again. Gough sensing an opportunity here to send Tottenham going forward. Support from Hodge, and there's been plenty of that in this match. But Morris reading the direction of the cross. Behind him, Clive Allen was lurking. Blissett does really favour the defender, but Agana Actually found Fairclough heading the ball against him. Garner making up ground on Mabbutt, who nevertheless concentrated on the ball and under pressure played the perfect back pass. The problem with getting the ball forward early is if the front players don't react, it does look very wasted. The opening 5 minutes of the second half rather disappointing compared to the real buzz of the first 45 minutes. Up again for Agana. Porter. Here's Jacket. Blissett waiting in the middle. Senior's there as well. So too for Tottenham is Thomas. Bardsley will keep it in play. Now maybe Senior can guide this one down for Porter. Well, it was off target, but it was quite well controlled apart from that, in that he kept what was a difficult volley down. Harry Porter, in his rise from the ranks, has now got himself involved in set plays for Watford because of his ability to shoot from distance. The player in the wars is Gary Porter. Welsh-born striker is one of two Watford substitutes. Minutes gone in the second half. Hill. Well, it ran for Hill, but not for Bardsley. David Bardsley, who got married during the close season. Certainly strong in holding off Mabbutt when he gets the ball into his feet. Senior up well again. And Hill, who's beginning to get the range. His third effort of the second half. Each one nearer to the target. That's sped over the bar, but only just over. Ghana, and the whistle goes against Luther Blissett, who was pushing, ruled the referee, Chris Fairclough. And sounds indeed of frustration from the home supporters. No worry for them here. This is Ardiles. Will he go all the way? And Coton foils him with some splendid handling. There were one or two options available to his right to Ardiles, wearing the number 2, which he wore to such effect and distinction in the World Cup of 1978 when he was a winner with Argentina. On he went here, but Coton saved well. Senior charging, Gough is there. Watford work the offside trap. He wore number 2 for Argentina back in '78. They put their squad out in alphabetical order in the end, and there was an Alonso who was number 1, who was an outfield player. Ardiles was 2. Hill's header. Blissett. Ardiles there again. Lasting the pace quite well. Claesen. Some possibility here for Tottenham with Waddle. He's got Mabbutt to his right, and Clive Allen finding space in what was a congested penalty area, and Claesen trying to finish the job, has to settle for a corner. Watford won't be pleased though with the room that suddenly materialised around Clive Allen. There was a lovely feel to Tottenham's build-up then. It's Waddle's corner. Gough. Blissett will need some help here. It comes from Agana. Well, you know you're playing in the top flight as Tony Agana is from non-league football when you come face to face with someone like Ozzy Ardiles. Hill. This match still finely balanced. Will Waddle be the difference between the two sides? Coton wasn't going to come from his line to deal with the cross. He's just too far ahead of Claesen and Allen. And there was again some useful positional play from Nigel Gibbs. Study in concentration, Tony Coton. Bassett is going to make his first substitution, and off goes Trevor Senior, and it's Ewan Roberts who will replace him. Roberts 6'3", he's only 19. His greatest claim to fame so far was coming on as a substitute here against Manchester United last season and scoring the winning goal. Well, the situation is ripe for a repeat. Obvious disappointment. Very early days yet for Trevor Senior in his First Division career. Roberts, now Hill. Plenty of players in the middle if Bardsley can deliver the cross. And they'll stay there for the corner. Corner played short. Porter. Well, some older viewers might remember Wyn Davis, a great Welsh striker of yesteryear, and Ewan Roberts looks a little similar physically. Paul Allen was making up ground, possibly because Porter was concentrating on the ball. Paul Allen again. Claesen's peeled off to his right. Ardiles to the left. And the barrier was John McClelland, as he's often been, not just in this match, but in his nearly 3 years now with Watford. A defender of real pedigree who performed particularly well at Wembley earlier this month when he was in the Football League side that took on the rest of the world. Mabbutt has defended strongly, as Tottenham have as a unit, against the peculiar problems set by the Dave Bassett style. And a lot of headers away. Ardiles takes on a more studied approach and does it beautifully. Oh, this is splendid football from Tottenham. Hodge going his own way, and now it's a penalty. John McClelland caught Hodge, and Spurs really deserve some reward for the flowing football there, which began deep in their own half with Ardiles. And then, after a lovely interchange of passes, Hodge was away, prepared to take on McClelland. A clear penalty. It's Clive Allen against Tony Coton. It's 1-0. And though be it from the penalty spot, Clive Allen continues to delight the Tottenham travelling fans. Carrying on from where he left off last season. That's his second goal of the new campaign. And Coton palpably sent the wrong way by Clive Allen's penalty. 20 minutes remaining. It's Watford 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Here's the scorer. Chris Waddle, who played a major role in the move which led to the penalty. Problem for Watford. Richard Hill is down in the centre circle. Watford effectively down to 10 men at the moment. Claesen. had it run away from Claesen's shot from the goalkeeper. Clive Allen was lurking again. And it is the familiar signs of cramp. It's that much quicker in the First Division, as Richard Hill is finding out. Well, Dave Bassett had some successes in the league against Tottenham last season when he was manager of Wimbledon. But possibly he's going to alter things now, a goal down in this match. Will Frostron doing the listening. So Hill's not going to finish the match. "18 minutes left for Will Frostron. Approaching 350 appearances for the club. That's a measure of his service here. But a measure of Steve Hodge's contribution to this match, which has been immense, was that he was the player who McClellan had to trip for the penalty. Ardiles dragged down. He's a combative little character, Gary Porter. Header, then Claesen involved, Waddle again, Claesen again. One would never really want to take sides about styles of play, because, as Dave Bassett's fond of saying, there is more than one way to skin a cat. But some of Tottenham's football, to show that it is a passing game, has been a delight to behold. Times it looked a rather poor second. An early ball from Waddle, and McClellan in difficulties. Was just whipped in by Waddle into that space that defenders detest, where they're caught facing their own goalkeeper. And for an encore, Chris Waddle takes the corner. Just from Clive Allen's eyebrows. So we move into the last 15 minutes. It was the angle of the tackle by Morris that the referee objected to. Came in from behind, and Claesen twisted as he fell. So in past seasons, this would be very much in Glenn Hoddle territory. Those particular skills now on view in Monaco. But Tottenham still have Waddle. near. It was a very well taken free kick, matched by the save. Waddle kept it low, and it seemed to be arrowing inside the left-hand post from Coton's viewpoint. But that was a quality save. Waddle's corner, Claesen. And although it appeared to go behind off Gibbs, there must have been an infringement in there. Roberts. Well, Agana made space for himself then, and the opportunity passed Watford by because Tottenham for once had lost their concentration at the back. But Tony Agana very much having to learn his trade in the limelight. Be a very interesting last 13 minutes or so, because if Tottenham are going to be measured as potential champions, then they've got to improve their touch away from home. And in this position, they really have to see themselves to go on and win. Just the one-goal cushion. And the temperature, which is pretty high anyway, on a steamy afternoon, as I said at the outset, just rising a little bit there in terms of how the players are behaving. It was Rostron involved with Paul Allen. Both in the small abrasive mould. Ardiles offside. A timely charge out by Watford. Down there. Speed it up is what Alan Gillette is saying. Rostron. It's the same too. Hedges might feel another talking to is appropriate. It was what the players refer to as handbag stuff. That came off Fairclough. Bardsley. It was McClellan's long throw that caused the alarm for Tottenham. The clearest push of the afternoon by Porter on Ardiles. Going into the last 10 minutes, Tottenham with a measure of control. Was caught a bit flat-footed there by Ardiles' free kick. Fairclough pressed into conceding the throw. The message from the bench is speed it up to Watford, but the slowing it down at the moment is to wait for the arrival of McClelland to try and hurl the ball in. Towards Morris. It's a corner off Mabbutt. McClelland and Morris busy at the near post, and Clemence unchallenged. Waddle always alert for the throw out from the goalkeeper, and it was to Roston's credit that he was aware that there was some need for defending then. Watford had a lot of players forward. Blissett. Through so many battles, the only player at the club still here from the 4th Division days. Had a year away in Italy, of course, during that time. And Morris and McClelland, the big men from the back, are there again. Powered away by Richard Gough. Ardiles sensing the point of danger. Hodge doing likewise. It's well won by Roston. Roberts. Top scorer in the reserve team last season, Ewan Roberts. Home and dry yet. Roberts. It's another Watford corner. Without really creating a great deal. Dave Bassett's side trying their utmost to mount a finish and rescue something here. Area, Tottenham pushing out. Porter, there was no room for a pass then. Hodge saw to that. And with Watford committed, an all-out late assault. Room for Waddle. 2 to his right. Waddle might need some help. It's noticeable in the last year or so how this Waddle has emerged not just as an effective player for Tottenham and England, but as a much more outward-going person, which certainly helps his football. Taking on responsibility on the field. Thoroughly charming young man. Roberts. For Agana. Paul Allen. With the type of midfield defending that often goes unappreciated. On the terraces maybe, never by the manager. With Tottenham's recent away record at the start of this season and at the back end of last season, it would be a little bit dangerous for them to rest on their laurels. And the safest way to be sure of making off with the spoils from Vicarage Road would be to beat Tony Coton for a second time. They've got 5 minutes to do that. 5 minutes alternatively to hang on to their lead. Given to Watford, to Claesen's disbelief. Jacket. Well, apart from the First half chances for Blissett and Bardsley. They'd not made much from free play. Watford, and McClellan bearing the throw this time to no avail. Coton wasting no time with the clearance. And time is the enemy now for Watford. Blissett, mistake by Fairclough. Well, at the other end, Coton, who had dispatched the ball from his hands so rapidly, in keeping with the urgent need of Watford's position, was particularly disappointed that Blissett rather snatched at the shot. Blissett again. Agana and Porter! Tottenham look in disbelief. Coton can celebrate this time. And little Gary Porter found himself in just the right place as Agana helped it into the middle and Clemence was left helpless. There are 3 minutes remaining. Have Dave Bassett's Watford salvage something here? David Pleat, on the other hand, must be desolate. A rare away victory was beckoning, and Watford might not be finished yet. But nor are Tottenham, it seems. Here's Claesen. Ardiles. Claesen's offside. And there are some Tottenham players hanging their heads. So who'd be a manager? Besides played much of the good football on view. They're leading 1-0 with 3 minutes to go. Then that happens. Hodge was blocked, but it wasn't intentional from Rostron. In all honesty, it would be piracy if Watford made away with a victory. But they still have time. It's Roberts. In goes Morris. Out comes Clemence. Gibbs. In from Bardsley, Agana there again, Roberts, Gough a little uncertain, Porter. Roberts winning another useful header. Agana's cross. And that was handball by Porter before it reached Blissett. Well, it was a lively first half that produced no goals. Quite a disappointing start to the second half, but then a real flurry in the latter stages. And in the end, a draw perhaps not too surprising, with both clubs undergoing major changes in the close season. But Tottenham will feel they certainly should have won it, allowing Gary Porter to equalise for Watford 3 minutes from time, after Clive Allen had wrapped in a 69th minute penalty after some delightful build-up, which saw Steve Hodge felled by John McClelland. Watford still settling to life under the Dave Bassett regime.